Let me recognize the Honorable Dr. Roosevelt Skerrit and Mrs. Skerrit, Honorable Justina Charles and other members of the Cabinet, Ambassador Hubert Charles, well-wishers, labor rights, and Dominicans. Because what they don't say in public is not what they say in privately. And all of them know that the Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit is one of the best prime ministers that this country has ever seen. But I guess man had to play their little politics, you know, so them fellas play their little politics and so on. Because you can remember, well, I just have to give a congratulatory message, which shouldn't take more than 5 minutes. I can remember when the doctor came back with the first doctorate, they had so many things to say. They said that university lovely, they never hear about that university. That university never existed. They say it's a cheap university. And they said that our Prime Minister, he bought the doctorate. Now today he getting one from one of the most prestigious universities in the United States of America. What are they going to say now? I guess the spin doctors will go in the lab tonight. And the member for Rosa Central told you, in their dirty linen lab tonight, they will be sleeping in the lab. And tomorrow they'll try to come up with something. But you see, we must always remember that the world is watching and the world is listening. Because had the world not been watching and listening to what's taking place in Dominica, we would not be here tonight celebrating this great occasion. And they're hearing the good things and the bad things. So you can go out there, you can blast our country if you want to get at Roosevelt Skerrit and the Dominican Labour Party and labor rights, but the world is listening and the world is watching. And in all the midst of all the negative, the world is saying to us that you have a gem in Dominica, you have a special man in Dominica, and you have to keep him. And this business, yes, of a prophet is never honored in his own country is biblical, so I'm not going to dispute it. I'd rather say a king, because tonight we have made this a myth, because our king is being honored and recognized right here in Dominica with us. But you know, I have a problem with that, because our Dr. Roosevelt Skerrit has expanded his territory. Dominica was his territory. Now he has expanded his territory internationally, ladies and gentlemen. And we have to be careful how we move from now on, because if we're not careful, we might lose our king to somebody else. But I want to say to you that the opportunity will soon come when you will have to show the world that Roosevelt Skerrit, that king, remains in Dominica. And I don't know what Ed knows. Ed seems to know something I don't know. But I can tell you that the time is coming when we will show them, we will show the world that that king of ours is not going nowhere. He's going to stay here with us in Dominica. Ladies and gentlemen, at this point, I want to apologize for the absence of some of our colleagues. We have another function in Rosa tonight. There's a cocktail, I think, for the Chinese visiting ship. And so we had to split in two, so half of us came here and the other half went to Rosa. So that's why you don't see we have a full house here tonight. But I want to say to you in delivering this congratulatory message that Roosevelt Skerrit was not an accident. Dr. Roosevelt Skerrit was not an accident. And Dr. Roosevelt Skerrit grew from whence he started. He grew gradually. You can trace his development. This is not no fly-by-night doctor. This is a real doctor. And let them know that this is the real doctor, Dr. Roosevelt Skerrit. Because, and I want to say to you, that the climb to this stage was not very easy for this doctor. Remember how he came in and how he got there? After the death of 2 prime ministers in less than 1 year. When we inherited an economy with 167% of debt to GDP ratio, you know what it means? It means that every dollar you made, you had to spend $1.67. Now tell me, what kind of mathematics is that? How can you make $1 and spend $1.67? And it was a mountain that we had to climb. And this young Dr. Roosevelt Skerrit, he stuck to the task. Today, our GDP ratio is 60%. We have to, every dollar we make, we can spend 60% on that and use 40% to go back to you, the people of Dominica. That is what this doctor has done. When the doctor started, we had 2 political parties in the government, and many people thought that government would not last because labor and freedom could never agree. And this young doctor had to keep it together, that today, we have a solid alliance in this country with labor, freedom, and everybody else. And remember, when things were bad, we had to impose the austerity measures on you. And Dr. Roosevelt Skerrit told us to hold on, folks, I will make it happen. And as was mentioned tonight, we found new friends, we found new areas of doing business, that today we have our Chinese, our Venezuelans, our Indians, everybody want to be part of this country that Dr. Roosevelt Skerrit has made. And where you ever hear in the Caribbean, you go into a budget and you have cash in the bank of $400 million cash in the bank. In which island, in which country, in which state that can happen, unless it's a state and a country managed by Dr. Roosevelt Skerrit. In 18 years, we were able to accomplish that. And we're not going to talk about housing tonight. You know everything about housing. We're not going to talk about education and everything. The time will come when we'll talk about those things. But that is the journey that Dr. Roosevelt Skerrit had to travel. That is why the world was watching and the world was looking. And that is why the world believes it's time to confer this high degree on Roosevelt Skerrit, our Prime Minister. But you know, I believe it has some more to come. I don't think he's stopping at 2. Because my geography tells me that there are 5 continents. Asia, he got 1 in Asia, in India. America, we're looking for Europe. We're looking for Australia, and the other one I can't remember. But you, these labor warriors, have to give us the energy to make it happen. And that is why, when we call upon you, you have to be ready. You have to be blazing. We have to wake up, get up, stand up, and make it happen. Because you see, this is not just for Roosevelt Skerrit and his family. This is also for Dominica. This is for the future of Dominica. So, Honorable Doctor, on behalf of the Dominican Labour Party to start with, because we had faith in our doctor, we knew he could do it. That's why we gave him 3 doctorates. 1 in 2005, 1 in 2009, 1 in 2014, and we have 1 more doctorate coming soon. But you, the labor rights, under all the misery, under all the stress, you kept your faith with your doctor, and today you're reaping the fruits of your labor. So, Honorable Prime Minister, Doctor, on behalf of the Dominican Labour Party, on behalf of Dominica, the country, I want to congratulate you. I want to congratulate you on receiving this high award. And it's not because of no fame that you committed, but because you put your country first, you put humanity first, and so rewarded for it. And I want to say to you, you have the full confidence and support and cooperation of your cabinet colleagues and of labor rights, because people tell you, I'm not in ready business, but it's for Skerrit. And that is what you get when you're a doctor. When you have demonstrated true leadership, when you have demonstrated a love for people, when you have demonstrated honesty and a commitment to hard work. This is not easy work. You don't get doctorate by sleeping and by having long fingernails and by going on the radio and talk foolishness all day and all night. Because the world is listening and the world is watching. Dr. Skerrit, we want to wish you well. The Dominican people need you. All Dominicans need you, because you're the only leader who can make it happen. And I can say to you, when you travel for the Caribbean, they don't ask if you come from Dominica, they ask if you come from Skerrit country. Now they'll ask you if you come from Dr. Skerrit country. And he must teach us how to say the two doctors, because I'm not sure it's fair to say one doctor. So we'll have to say Honorable Dr. Roosevelt Skerrit. Congratulations, and may God bless you. Thank you.